When we talk about health issues in middle age, issues like chronic arthritis, joint pain, facial wrinkling, and even that extra belly fat that never seems to budge, what most people don't realize is there's one chronic condition responsible for all of it. In fact, if you carry excess body fat, it's your body warning you of an internal condition that's silently ravaging your health 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. While the immune system is distracted from the real issues, your body is unable to fight off the dangerous diseases as you age. As a result, you may continue to get fatter, look older, and stay much more vulnerable to age-related diseases like arthritis, heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, etc. If you're like most people, you want to avoid these conditions, and the first step is knowing its name, and that is chronic inflammation. The good news is, there are two major ways you can address chronic inflammation. The first is by taking medication, which I do not recommend unless absolutely necessary and prescribed by a doctor. The second way to treat chronic inflammation, and the way I recommend, is with an all-natural spice that you probably have in your kitchen right now. Maybe you've walked right past it at your local grocery store without a second thought. What most people don't realize is that this spice has been used for thousands of years to treat chronic inflammation. That said, I've never met a doctor who didn't agree that chronic inflammation is dangerous, and addressing it naturally is a great way to support a healthy body and life.
If your body is putting on extra fat, especially around the midsection, that's your body trying to warn you that you are headed towards a serious health condition. And the more fat that you have around your midsection, the higher level of chronic inflammation you have in your body. Inflammation really is the silent killer, and it has to be dealt with. Everybody suffers from chronic inflammation. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how much and how long before it starts to really catch up to you. Chronic inflammation is not something that you have to just live with. Cody Bramlett has been helping people to deal with chronic inflammation and the effects of aging for a long time now. So if you're ready to take control of your health, then you should listen to what he has to say next.
You're about to discover how to get the upper hand on your belly fat, your accelerated aging, joints, and muscle pain. You're also going to find out why you're being victimized by the health industry and how a simple black and yellow mixture can help you tap into your body's natural fat-burning ability while defending against age-related mental decline and a slew of other common health problems for people over 40. But first, allow me to introduce myself and tell you why it's so essential that you watch this short presentation right now, because many of the mainstream health industry big shots are threatening to shut the site down at any moment. My name is Cody Bramlett, and I'm doing whatever I can to get this presentation to you for 3 simple and essential reasons. The first reason is because you want to get rid of your toxic belly fat, and I can show you how. And I guarantee I can show you how to do it without intense exercise or starvation dieting, without using prepackaged meals or an impossible to follow calorie counting system, and without spending a fortune with a personal trainer or nutritionist. In fact, I guarantee what I'm sharing with you will be one of the easiest, most effective ways to control your weight you've ever seen. The second reason is because if you have listened to the mainstream media about the cause of your weight gain, or your wrinkled skin, or your lack of energy, or the threats of destructive health, then you have been sorely misinformed and may actually have been victimized by these health industry big shots. Some of these guys are on television. Some of them sit behind big desks in their faraway mansions. They want to keep you fat and repeatedly going back onto their diets and meal plans. The deal is that you keep feeding them money while they continue to feed you fat-filled lies. But I'll tell you more about that after I tell you the third reason. You see, if you're over the age of 40 and you feel like you lose energy faster than you should, or your metabolism is slowing down, and you want to add a layer of defense between you and potentially life-threatening issues of your heart, brain, and other internal organs, then I'm certain this will be the most important presentation you will ever see. You should know, the third reason for this presentation is not easy for me to tell. It involves my very own father and his nearly deadly experience with the number one cause of health problems in the body. And that cause is inflammation. My dad was only 55 years old when it happened. We didn't expect it, his doctor didn't know it, and even he couldn't have predicted it, not in a million years. But with each year and each pound of body fat he gained, chronic inflammation grew inside my dad like a deadly weed. And if you carry extra body fat, scientific evidence shows you are at a higher risk of the life-threatening illnesses that come with the chronic inflammation that is silently growing inside you too. See, inflammation is responsible for some of the most terrible issues known to man, life-threatening illnesses like the onset of all too familiar joint discomfort and stiffness, heart and blood sugar complications that can turn into life-threatening issues, age-related memory decline, the growth of fat cells before and after weight loss, and more. All of them are now shown to be more likely in folks over 40 who have some degree of abdominal obesity, which means if you carry extra belly fat, you, like my dad, are in danger. Like I said, he wasn't expecting a thing. Inflammation was like a quiet whisper singing a death song throughout my dad's body, a song he didn't hear until it was almost too late. You see, one day when my parents were putting away Christmas decorations, I heard a terrifying scream from the other room. It was my dad, and even though I always worried about him because of his weight, I never thought what happened next would be possible. See, he only carried a little extra fat, maybe 20 to 30 pounds. But what most people don't realize is that even 5 pounds of extra body fat puts you in a threshold of risk for a sudden stroke or heart attack, or even worse, the slow onset of a failing heart so weak that it destroys your quality of life, until one day you go into cardiac arrest and flatline on a cold hospital bed. Or even worse still, a combination of heart problems and blood sugar complications that can turn into life-threatening issues, ones where your limbs start to lose their function and require emergency amputation. And while that might sound extreme, these things devastate millions of American individuals and families every single year. Do you think any of these people predict that this will happen to them? Of course not. If they did, they would change their ways well before it gets this bad. But they can't see into the future. All medical science has told us is there is an extremely high association between these life-threatening conditions, inflammation, and belly fat. Which is why I was terrified when I heard my dad's painful scream from the other room. I thought to myself, he's having a heart attack. I imagined him gripping his chest and slamming to the ground, the horrified look on my mom's face seeing him rush to the hospital for emergency open heart surgery, his last breaths before leaving me, my brother, and my mom alone to bury him. It was only by some miraculous grace that we discovered this little black and yellow mixture in enough time to handle this health situation before it was too late. When I ran into the other room to see what happened to my dad, I was surprised and relieved to see he was still standing. He looked at me, barely able to open his eyes because of the pain he was going through. As he winced and moaned in excruciating pain, all I could think of was how grateful I was that it wasn't his heart failing or a stroke, not this time anyway. This time it was his neck. See, chronic inflammation takes many forms and how it can kill you. And it's so commonly associated with belly fat that some folks refer to it as fat-induced inflammation. The dangerous consequences of fat-induced inflammation can surface anywhere in the body at any time. They can catch you while you are sleeping, or strike you when you're out to dinner among friends, or while you're commuting to work. The sudden consequence of fat-induced inflammation will appear without warning and takes its victims like a silent assassin. The science behind it is very simple. If you've ever been stung by a bee, stubbed your toe, or gotten bruised, you know what regular inflammation is, and for all intents and purposes, regular inflammation is a healthy process. All it is when the body recognizes there's a threat and it needs to be taken care of, so your brain tells your body that it needs to send white blood cells, which are like the warriors of defense against invaders in the body, to the affected area. Then the area swells up, gets hot and inflamed, while the white blood cells gobble up the invader and transport those cells away to the digestive tract, where your body can get rid of the invader and heal itself. Fat-induced inflammation is different and much more serious. Imagine if there's an invader inside your body and the white blood cells start to attack it, except for this time, the invader is the cholesterol in your arteries or the fat that sits around your belly, and instead of handling the problem and transporting the invader to the digestive tract to get rid of, your white blood cells continue attacking the invader because the fat and the cholesterol won't budge. So day after day, month after month, and year after year, your fat-induced inflammation gets worse and worse without you or anyone else realizing it. If you're carrying even just a few pounds of extra body fat, this is happening to you right now, in your internal organs and even in your nervous system, which can lead to permanent mental decline. In my dad's case, it was the nerves in his neck. His fat-induced inflammation caused his neck, which was underneath a layer of fat around his double chin, to snap in pain. And even though that sounds bad, I was actually grateful it wasn't worse, because too many people die painful, horrifying deaths and watch their families go through so much pain as their health fails them, all due to effects of fat-induced inflammation. My dad could barely move, so I took him to the hospital as fast as I could. Once we arrived, the doctor gave him a thorough examination. It didn't take long for the results to get back to us and for the doctor to tell us some painful news. I remember these words like I heard them just yesterday. It was as if they came out in slow motion. "Mr. Bramlett," the doctor said, "your fat-induced inflammation is going to kill you if you don't find a way to protect yourself." Then, maybe to help make it real to my dad, the doctor told us a handful of horror stories about other folks who suffered from fat-induced inflammation. He told us about a high school teacher named John Finelli, who was teaching in school one day, and the next day, he was on a stretcher getting his leg amputated because of fat-induced inflammation leading to diabetes. And then, there was the story of sweet stay-at-home mom named Teresa Smith, who suffered from a debilitating stroke in her kitchen while serving her kids a snack, once again, caused by the blood-curdling death scream of fat-induced inflammation. And finally, he told us about all the patients he would be seeing in the next year, folks like your dad, he said, who have no idea that their inflammation is slowly killing them. After the doctor finished talking, I looked at my dad and saw him shaking. For so many years, he tried to lose weight. He tried exercising, dieting, the meal plans, the fancy weight loss supplements. He tried it all at one time or another. And to his credit, he even lost the weight when he was in his early 40s. But sadly, he could only keep it off for a few months because the fat and his appetite came back with a vengeance, which left him fatter and more miserable than ever. What he didn't realize was everything he tried up to now was only treating the symptoms of a much bigger problem. If my dad would ever lose the weight and restore youthful vitality to his body, he would need to take a different approach and support his health against the fat-induced inflammation that plagued him. But when I looked at him shaking there in that hospital chair, I saw a man who lost all hope. To him, this inflammation was truly a death sentence. Finally, after a long, thick silence, he dried the tears from his eyes, looked up, and asked the doctor, "Is there anything I can do?" The doctor said, "Go eat turmeric." My dad and I looked at each other, confused. "What do you mean?" we said. The doctor insisted that my dad eat turmeric. He said my dad could continue the rest of his life exactly as he did before. The only thing he had to change was to eat turmeric. And that's what we did. I made sure my dad followed the doctor's orders. At the same time, I started doing some research of my own, and I found out about the key nutrient in turmeric called curcumin. Curcumin is an all-natural warrior of defense against inflammation, which is responsible for more health problems than I realized at first. Life-destroying conditions like the onset of joint pains, increased blood pressure, heart and blood sugar complications, nerve cell damage, chronic stress and memory loss, sleep problems and mood disorders, regulating and controlling appetite, skin deterioration and wrinkles from aging, the growth of fat cells before and after weight loss, and more. As a matter of fact, I found out that turmeric has been used in medicine for the past 6,000 years. It dates back to ancient times, but it's only recently that it's been rediscovered by modern medicine for its incredible health and inflammation benefits. For a moment, I had to wonder, why is turmeric getting such a new interest in the world of health? I realized the reason is simple. Every day, millions of people are keeling over. They're gripping their chests and slamming to the ground. They're losing consciousness as a lone blood clot sticks to their arterial wall and cuts off oxygen from their brains. And the saddest part is as this happens, they're dying and leaving their families and loved ones behind. Clueless as to what happened, wondering where the sudden death came from, only to find out too late that it all started with fat-induced inflammation. I continued my research and realized this curcumin and some healthier choices would help my dad to become free of his weight problem and the pain it caused him. So I encouraged him to continue eating turmeric, and I started eating it too. I expected great things for my dad. I imagined him waking up feeling 30 pounds lighter, going to reach for his jeans only to realize he needs a belt to keep them up. I imagined him enjoying more energy, looking in the mirror at younger, healthier skin, and most importantly, I saw him as a new vision of internal health, free from fat-induced inflammation and the nightmarish consequences it could lead to. But after a few weeks, I was discouraged and even outraged because almost nothing happened when we followed the doctor's orders and ate turmeric on its own. Sure, my dad and I felt a little bit better, and to my surprise, when we returned to the doctor, he was relatively happy with the results my dad got from the regular turmeric. In that time, with the healthier choices and the turmeric, my dad even lost 11 pounds. But not enough to jump for joy, and he still wasn't rid of the inflammation in his body. When my dad complained about his beer belly and the pain in his neck, the doctor said, "Well, at this age, these things just happen." I'm sure you can imagine my anger when I heard these words. I felt hopeless. I watched my dad over the next few days. He would walk around the house suffering from chronic fat-induced inflammation, miserable because of his weight and pain. I would catch him looking in the mirror, examining his gut, pulling at his wrinkled skin, groaning because of the agonizing aches in his back. One night, I heard my mom crying as she looked at their old photographs together. I knew my dad wasn't safe from inflammation yet, so I decided to research the truth behind curcumin, inflammation, and weight loss. It took me months of research. I kept searching for some kind of clue, some kind of far-fetched miracle, until finally, I struck gold. It turns out we were missing a key ingredient to activate the amazing health benefits of the curcumin in turmeric. So I quickly reached out to a handful of experts on the cutting edge of natural nutritional supplements and the science of curcumin. After countless hours of extracting curcumin and combining it with a variety of spices, we finally discovered a way to boost the body's natural absorption of curcumin and get the incredible results we were looking for. It's called piperine, or in our case, BioPerine. See, BioPerine is an extract of black pepper that helps the body to absorb the curcumin in turmeric.
When you mix curcumin with piperine, it actually makes the bioavailability of curcumin 2,000% more available. So it's really important to have piperine with curcumin, and you want them to be in the right ratios.
It is the only product from black pepper to get a patented status for its ability to increase the bioavailability of nutritional compounds like the curcumin in turmeric. It has also been shown to help the body absorb vitamin C, selenium, beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B6, coenzyme Q, and other essential vitamins and minerals. It's why so many people who suffer from malnutrition also benefit from the magic of BioPerine. When I uncovered this truth, half of me was overjoyed and half of me was skeptical. The first question on my mind was, if BioPerine is the key to activating the incredible power in turmeric, why don't more people know about it? And why didn't the doctor at the emergency room tell us about it? After all, if fat-induced inflammation is behind almost all of the deadliest health issues in the world, and even more prevalent in America, wouldn't the health industry be interested in the final answer to control fat-induced inflammation? I thought more about it and realized something truly heart-wrenching. See, I've been helping folks lose weight and get healthy for most of my adult life. I've owned and worked daily in a kettlebell gym in San Diego as a trainer where I work with folks like you and my dad who are looking to improve their bodies. And honestly, for private clients, I usually charge a modest amount of $40 per hour. The reason I tell you that is because I want you to see that I'm not like the filthy rich health industry gurus that victimize you. See, I truly believe that these little guys in the industry, guys like me, the personal trainers who are out there going face to face with people and helping them lead healthier lives, are out there for the right reasons, to help. But of course, not everyone in the health and wellness industry is the same. There are big dogs, celebrity doctors, health industry bigwigs, and nameless billionaires who claim that you can lose weight with their supplements and their diet and exercise plans, who are only out to get your money. They want to keep you purchasing the next big thing until you're blue and fat in the face. Some of them even have henchmen who pay off doctors to pass their useless medications and programs. All of it comes down to the almighty dollar. It's all about dirty moolah. The truth is, they don't care about you. So they keep feeding you lies and outdated weight loss advice, which if you follow it, will keep you fat as a blimp. Think about it. They recommend exercise with no context, which, when you carry a metric ton of extra weight, is painful and damages your joints, so only makes you hurt more and ages you faster. They push health foods that leave you feeling tired, lethargic, and hungrier than ever. And then, when you're already sick and tired, they expect you to eat less? Does that make any common sense at all? I never thought so. Plus, let's talk about the guilt you feel when you indulge in a reward meal or a dessert, or if you skip your exercise every now and again. Gosh, it's enough to drive you up a wall. The more I thought about it, the more infuriated I got, but I also became less skeptical. It all made sense. With the discovery of the turmeric and BioPerine, I put the spices into an easy-to-swallow mixture, capsulized it, and I started testing it on myself and on my dad. Would you believe what happened next? While my dad and I continued our regular habits, we started feeling a relief we hadn't felt in years. We felt more energized. My dad even tested the waters and had his first piece of chocolate cake and didn't gain so much as a pound of fat. With the healthy choices my dad began making and the little mixture of turmeric with piperine I'd given him, folks around town couldn't believe their eyes when they saw him. Everyone started asking him what his secret was. The confidence he walks with was something I never witnessed before, and now he smiles every time he looks at himself in the mirror. Imagine my dad springing out of bed in the morning with an energy and focus he hasn't felt since his 20s. Think about my surprise seeing him in this new body, thinner, stronger, happier. The inflammation that was growing inside him was no longer on his mind. Like most folks, he was only concerned with the fat that was growing around his belly before, his double chin, the way his skin used to make him look so old, and I couldn't blame him. See, if you're like my dad and you have extra belly fat or wrinkly skin, or you experience chronic pain, you should know that it is not your fault. It has nothing to do with your willpower that you are the way you are. It has everything to do with inflammation, because fat-induced inflammation is what is behind accelerated aging, the silent growth of increased health problems in your body, the humiliating fat accumulating around your growing belly, and the wrinkled, aged skin that makes you look 10 years older than you really are. Even though all these things appear on the outside, they start on the inside. And that's what my dad never realized until after taking this mixture because of how much better he felt on the inside and out. Of course, now he realizes that it was the inflammation he needed to focus on, because if he hadn't come up with an answer to his fat-induced inflammation, he would be in a much less fortunate position. But not since taking the amazing turmeric with BioPerine mixture. Now he finally feels the respects he knows he deserves from his coworkers, from his friends, and from my mom and her family. Once I saw how much better my dad looked, I decided it was time to pay the doctor a visit, and the doctor was shocked. He couldn't believe how good my dad looked in such a short time. Of course, we all realize that looks are one thing, but internal health is another. So the doctor ran some tests and gave my dad another thorough examination. What he said next still brings tears to my eyes. He told my dad that his inflammation was completely under control. I realized in that moment that all my fears were finally over and done with. The horrible thoughts I had about burying my dad, about him passing away and leaving my brother, my mom, and I alone, and having to watch him suffer through a heart attack or a stroke, cancer, or any of the other horrible diseases associated with fat-induced inflammation. All those things disappeared, and I realized that this turmeric with BioPerine is something that I needed to share with the world. But not before making sure I had everything just right. See, I found out that a higher quality turmeric will give you better results. So, with my dad happy and healthy, I left home and traveled to one of the most famous and prestigious turmeric farms in the world. I arrived at Awalo Farm in Haiku, Hawaii, and met a farmer named Jeremy Saffron. It was he who taught me everything there is to know about growing high quality turmeric. He even told me that there are some people trying to pass off inferior, dangerous turmeric that's been grown in soil filled with lead. He told me they were also processing the turmeric with lead-based machines that infect the otherwise healthy root with poison, and that these have all been recently recalled by the FDA. I spent days learning the ins and outs of what it takes to grow and harvest the best possible turmeric for all health benefits you've seen here, because I wanted to be sure that the turmeric I use can help the way it should. To help you get the upper hand on your belly fat, uphold healthy inflammation levels, act as a layer of defense between you and life-threatening health problems, improve your ability to deal with blood sugar complications and make sure your body isn't pumping the inflammation juice through your system, support your memory and health against age-related mental decline, reduce the appearance of facial wrinkles and rejuvenate skin cells for a more youthful look, and more. All so that you can look in the mirror, smile at what you see, and enjoy the peace of mind that you're safe from the silent killer of fat-induced inflammation. While off-brand supplements rarely tell you exactly what's in their products, we have broken down every last piece of the puzzle, so you know for sure this is the right step to take for your health, giving you the safety and knowledge that this turmeric is the best quality you can get. The nutrients in turmeric for you are right here. Manganese, 44%. This element helps with connective tissues, bones, and blood flow, revitalizes dormant sex hormones, and, combined with the other substances in this mixture, it will help fat and carb metabolism, as well as blood sugar regulation. But here's a shocking and unfortunate statistic. According to the University of Maryland Medical Center, as many as 37% of Americans do not get the recommended dietary intake of manganese in their diet. Iron, 14%. Helps you metabolize proteins. When your metabolism works more efficiently, you have surplus energy throughout the day, finally eliminating fatigue. Vitamin B6, 5%. Its anti-aging effects improve hair, skin, liver, and eyes. It also helps your body turn food into energy instead of fat. Fiber, 10%. Helps with digestion and helps inflammation levels in your intestines, controls appetite, and champions kidney health. Copper, 9%. Nurtures nerve health and keeps youthful color in your hair, eyes, and skin. Potassium, 3%. Supports healthy blood pressure and lowers stress, improves muscle strength and metabolism. Vitamin K, 8%. Builds strong bones and helps protect your heart. Calcium, 3%. Your heart, bones, muscles, and nerves need to absorb calcium to function properly. Calcium also helps regulate blood sugar levels and boost heart health. Chromium, 4%. While it helps the body metabolize fat, it also turns protein into muscle and converts sugar into energy. Plus, it plays a key role in regulating appetite and reducing sugar cravings. Imagine what just one of these health benefits will do for you. Think about what your life will be like, all that fat you're sitting with now. Imagine if you didn't have to struggle as much to keep a healthy weight, you're filled with strength and energy. A newfound confidence sparkles about you, and while those around you feel aged, wrinkled, and tired, you develop a youthful glow no one else can quite explain. prepare yourself in your mind for the admiration and respect from your friends and loved ones. They wish for you to experience the health and happiness you deserve. So if not for yourself, consider what this could mean for them. After learning all of this, I knew that I was on the right track. I started developing my own mixture of turmeric with BioPerine with this formula using what I had learned in my travels. We call it Science Natural Supplements, and I made sure to go the extra mile and make sure that my turmeric was tested by outside labs with a certificate of analysis providing that it is clean of all impurities, safe from dangerous metals like lead, and ensuring that the right amount of turmeric, curcumin, and BioPerine mixture was in every single capsule.
So the turmeric supplement that I always recommend to my patients comes from Science Natural Supplements. Science Natural Supplements was founded by Cody Bramlett. Cody has been helping people with chronic inflammation and to help reverse the effects of premature aging for several years now.
So that everyone knows that this turmeric with BioPerine is not only safe, but it does everything it is supposed to. Once I had the certificate of analysis and the premium level turmeric and the perfect extraction of BioPerine to activate the powers of turmeric to give you the results you desire, I was finally ready to release this mixture to the world. And now it is my life's mission to help as many people as possible, which is why you are reading this now. At this very moment, the Science Natural Supplements Turmeric with BioPerine is available to you. The essential healthy ingredients are prepared for you in the unique Science Natural Supplements method with only turmeric grown from the highest quality organic soils of healthy tropical earth and a premium level extraction process to acquire the exact levels of BioPerine necessary for maximum curcumin absorption and health defense benefits. With a careful process, lab tested and produced in a state-of-the-art approved FDA facility using safe, clean, and regulated equipment and manufacturing practices. This turmeric with BioPerine is the essential response to the fat-induced inflammation that is growing in your body if you have belly fat, and especially useful for you if you're over age 40, like my dad. Because without a defense against fat-induced inflammation, just imagine what can happen to you and your loved ones. The inflammation that stealthily waits inside you, swelling inside your arteries, swimming and gnawing through your veins, collecting around your embarrassing belly fat, and multiplying like cancer in the dark corners of your internal organs, you may be at serious risk and not even know it. Now you're probably wondering, what is your answer to fat-induced inflammation going to cost? So let me set your mind at ease right now. Even though the turmeric and BioPerine we use is premium level and the process costs thousands of dollars every day, and my cost just to keep this site up and defend myself against the health industry giants who want to have me kidnapped and tortured for spreading the news of their lies, you're not going to pay near what I pay to have this supplement created. In fact, because I'm so dedicated to getting this supplement to as many people as possible, I don't want this to be about money. I never did and I never will. I want this choice to be a no-brainer for you, and get this into your hands so you can experience a new level of health starting immediately. So you can have your first month's 30-day supply of turmeric with BioPerine for less than $1 a day. No more fear of fat-induced inflammation for less than $1 a day, and even less when you elect to invest in more than one bottle, as you will see when you click below for the best option for your turmeric with BioPerine. When you click Add to Cart right now, you will be guided to a 100% secure checkout page. Simply fill out your information and I will rush your first order to you immediately so you can begin your transformation right away. Maybe right now you're wondering if there are other options, so I want to make sure you know something. You can't find this turmeric with BioPerine anywhere else. It's not sold in stores, it's not on another website, it is only here and it is only right now. And while there are other supplements out there, I am so confident that you will be thrilled with the results you see when you try turmeric with BioPerine. I want to take on all the risk. That's right, when you click the Add to Cart button and enter your information, you risk no money whatsoever. You can try it before you buy it. If you're not completely 100% overjoyed and satisfied with your investment in turmeric with BioPerine and improving your health, you can simply send me it back in any condition within the next half a year, and I will see that you get a complete refund with no questions asked, no hassle whatsoever. I will be happy to do it and give you a big thank you just for trying it today. You can return it in any condition. It's so easy. That's 180 days to experience the amazing, healthy future you've been reading about. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, the answer is simple. I believe this natural supplement is not only the best on the market, but everyone who wants to naturally promote a healthy weight and experience its amazing benefits should be taking it. So I'm doing everything I can to get this to as many people at the lowest cost possible. And if that's not enough, today I'm going to give you a free gift with your turmeric with BioPerine. This special free bonus is not available anywhere else. The 7-day anti-inflammation diet is a fast and easy meal protocol to increase energy, health, and vitality while assisting the turmeric and BioPerine for the quickest results possible, so you can start to see results in just 7 days on the easy program. What more can you ask for? Here, you have everything you need to start experiencing all the incredible health benefits you've been reading about. Please act quickly, because I don't know how much longer I can keep this offer up. Aside from the fact that I'm under attack from the health industry for developing a natural supplement that is literally turning the health world upside down, the turmeric we use is extremely rare, so we're running out of stock. Our turmeric and black pepper is always in high demand. These premium ingredients do not come cheaply, so unfortunately, we can't always come up with enough stock for everyone that wants and needs this for their health. It's just another way that we're committed to giving you the highest quality supplements possible, no matter what. The question is, do we still have yours in stock? If the button below says buy now, then the answer is yes, but you must act quickly. As I said, we can run out of stock at any moment. Sometimes it takes months to replenish our inventory. So, click on one of the 3 options to get your turmeric with BioPerine supplement right now. Once you click the best option for you, you'll be taken to the secure, encrypted checkout page. Rest assured, your information is safe with the industry-leading Software Projects order form. We partnered with them to use the same encryption and security technology as websites like Amazon.com. When you've arrived at the secure checkout page, simply enter your information and I will immediately rush you your order of turmeric with BioPerine and your free bonus ebook, the 7-day anti-inflammation diet. Look, right now you have a choice to make. And if you think about it, there are only 3 ways this can go for you. First thing you can do is nothing. Continue walking around with the physical and psychological pain that comes with the extra weight you're carrying. And honestly, if you read this far, it shows me that what you're doing now simply isn't working for you. So doing nothing really isn't a choice at all. The second thing you can do is take what you learned here and try to figure it all out for yourself. You can try this, and I told you about the ingredients in turmeric with BioPerine, so you basically know what you need. But you would need to learn how to extract and measure the key nutrients in turmeric and black pepper, and unless you have a free lab on hand, it will cost you hundreds, even thousands of dollars to do so. And even then, you'll be forced to wonder about the purity, safety, and potency of the vitamins and minerals of your turmeric and black pepper. And that's just extra suffering, stress, and spending that I don't want for you. Then there's option 3, the smart option, which is simply to do what thousands of others have done before you risk-free and try the proven done-for-you turmeric with BioPerine formula today. It's a simple decision. Click the Buy Now button with the best option for you to go straight to the 100% secure checkout page and complete your order. You see, it's no coincidence you're here now. I know it means you're ready for a change. Please, trust yourself to make the right decision. I'll see you on the other side. Hey, maybe you're still on the fence, which is fine. The truth is, turmeric with BioPerine is not for everyone. It's not for people who expect to eat tons of junk food, lay around all day like a sloth, and still lose weight just because they take turmeric with BioPerine once in a while. Basically, it's not for people who aren't ready to take action in their life. It's only for people who want to make a real change, people who are tired of telling themselves that you're going on a diet over and over again, and for people who are tired of waiting for something in your life to change. If you think about it, even if you're not sure if it's right for you or not, doesn't it make plain old sense to at least try the turmeric with BioPerine formula completely risk-free for 180 days? Why should you spend another moment of your life sitting inside a body that you're not happy with? You can experience the same amazing results I have, that my father has, and that every one of the thousands of people who have used turmeric with BioPerine have experienced. This amazing yellow and black spice mixture is what will make this day a checkpoint in your life, a day when you finally did the one thing you needed for your body, and all it takes is 11 seconds or less with a sip of water. It's yours for the taking. Click on one of the options below. Start right now while you're still on this page.